the 2026 Xpeng L03, shattering the myths of automotive efficiency and exposing legacy complacency. In the heart of a rapidly evolving automotive landscape, the 2026 Xpeng L03 emerges not merely as another electric vehicle, but as a profound statement against entrenched industry narratives. Produced by Chinese manufacturer Xpeng, this mass-produced, road-ready machine challenges the long-held assertions from Western legacy automakers, Ford, General Motors, Volkswagen, and even Tesla, that high-tech, spacious, and highly efficient EVs cannot be delivered affordably, particularly under $30,000. The video from the channel Drive and RPM dissects this vehicle with technical precision, arguing that traditional efficiency metrics and business models are obsolete, forcing giants like Tesla and VW into defensive postures through protectionist measures such as 100% tariffs and calls for bailouts. The critique begins with the Great Western Automotive Lie. Legacy manufacturers are portrayed as desperately lobbying governments in the US, UK, Canada, and Australia for barriers, claiming physical and mathematical impossibilities in building premium-featured EVs at accessible prices. They promote the idea that advanced software, superior aerodynamics, and comfort demand a $50,000-plus baseline. Tesla's scrapped $25,000 Model 2 project is cited as evidence of their own struggles with unit economics. In contrast, the Xpeng L03 is presented as living proof that this narrative is false. A vehicle priced like a used high-mileage Honda Civic, yet surpassing far pricier rivals in computational power, thermal management, and aerodynamic efficiency. Central to its superiority is aerodynamic mastery. The L03 achieves a drag coefficient of 0.228, outperforming even the Porsche Taycan. This isn't superficial styling, it stems from rigorous computational fluid dynamics and wind tunnel testing. Engineers obsessively manage the boundary layer, the thin layer of air clinging to the vehicle's surface. Features include active air intakes that seal when cooling is unnecessary, meticulously engineered flat underbody panels to smoothly channel air past the rear axle, flush-fitting door handles that deploy only as needed, and a reshaped boot lid trailing edge to minimize low-pressure wake drag at highway speeds. These optimizations fundamentally alter battery efficiency equations. Reduced drag means less energy is required to propel the vehicle, enabling a smaller, lighter battery pack for equivalent or even superior range. Weight reduction cascades through the design. Less unsprung mass improves suspension responsiveness. The L03 employs a McPherson strut front and multi-link rear setup, delivering dynamic handling without compromise. Structurally, it pioneers a cell-to-body, or CTB, architecture. Unlike Western EVs where batteries are, dead weight bolted into a separate cage, the L03's battery enclosure actually serves as a stressed structural member. The pack's top cover doubles as the cabin floor pan, boosting torsional stiffness by over 40%. This yields exceptional rigidity, minimal chassis flex during high-speed cornering, superior vibration absorption, and NVH, that's noise, vibration, harshness, levels rivaling German executive sedans. It really debunks the notion that entry-level EVs must tolerate harsh rides and wind noise. Beyond the chassis lies what we call the silicon extinction event. Western brands have long leveraged software and autonomy as premium upsells, charging thousands extra for features like full self-driving. The L03 commoditizes this with its standard VLA 2.0 pure vision-based neural network architecture, supported by dual high-performance AI chips processing, honestly, hundreds of trillions of operations per second on the edge, no cloud dependency for critical decisions. Cameras generate two-dimensional pixel data, which is extruded into real-time three-dimensional voxel maps, identifying pedestrians, animals' construction cones, and, just about anything else. Fused with ultrasonic sensors and millimeter-wave radar, it creates a robust redundancy bubble. This integrated neural brain handles autonomy, thermal management, battery conditioning, and user interface cohesively. Honestly, it's far beyond those lagging Western infotainment systems. The result? Advanced autonomy as standard safety equipment, not a paywalled luxury. Thermodynamics and battery chemistry form another pillar of dominance, covered in the LFP reality and cold weather dominance. Western sales pitches, well, they favor NMC, nickel, manganese, cobalt, batteries for range and cold performance, often dismissing LFP, or lithium iron phosphate, as inferior in energy density and cold weather behavior. Xpeng's advanced LFP, however, leverages refined cathode crystalline structures and electrolyte improvements. So, here's the thing. A sophisticated integrated heat pump and coolant manifold scavenges waste heat from motors, inverters, and computers to precondition the battery and cabin efficiently, totally avoiding those wasteful resistive heaters that are, well, still common in a lot of entry-level Western EVs. This approach keeps internal resistance low even when it's freezing out. Think Canadian prairies, Scottish highlands, or the American Midwest, enabling flat, predictable charging curves and a reliable real-world range of about 400 to 450 kilometers, down from roughly 600 kilometers on test cycle figures, especially on motorways. LFP's thermal stability lets you charge to 100% daily without lifespan penalties, offers superior durability, eliminates the need for cobalt, and seriously resists those scary thermal runaway risks. Combined with drivetrain and aero efficiency, the L03 delivers miles per kilowatt-hour figures that, honestly, embarrass triple-priced competitors. This vertical integration, where chassis, battery chemistry, and silicon are all developed together, really exposes the fragmented Western approaches that still rely on retrofitted ICE platforms or, overpriced luxury EVs with subscriptions. Economically, the economic inevitability of the legacy collapse is looming, no doubt about it. The L03 signals an artificially inflated market bubble that's been propped up by greed and obsolescence for way too long. Tariffs might delay the impact in North America, but honestly, physics and global engineering shifts are just unstoppable. Over in Australia and the UK, price wars are getting more intense as better, cheaper options hit the market, triggering the so-called Osborne effect, where consumers basically stop buying legacy products because they're waiting for something better. MSRPs are being slashed in response. The narrative here frames this not as just another car review, but as, well, undeniable proof. Affordable, advanced, autonomous capable EVs are absolutely mature today. The real barriers are political, like protectionism, structural, as in dealership networks, and corporate, meaning margin protection, instead of technological. This video urges viewers in Western markets to really question why they're being forcefully locked out of this leap, just to shield non-innovating incumbents. Vital specifications and implications. Summarized. Aerodynamics. CD 0.228, thanks to active elements, underbody management, and a focus on boundary layers. Structure. CTB battery integration brings more than 40% torsional rigidity gains and premium NVH. Compute and autonomy. VLA 2.0 Vision Neural Network, dual AI chips with hundreds of TOPS-edge computing, sensor fusion, and standard advanced features. Battery and thermal. Advanced LFP with heat pump waste heat recovery, cold weather resilience, full charge capability, and high efficiency. Market impact. Undercuts the $30,000 barrier with superior tech, puts pressure on Tesla and VW pricing, software models, and legacy dominance. There's real potential here for rapid iteration that totally outpaces Western bureaucracies. This Xpeng L03 represents a paradigm shift where engineering excellence, cost efficiency, and consumer value all come together. It panics incumbents, not through hype, but through physics-defying execution that pretty much rewrites efficiency norms. As global markets begin to integrate vehicles like this, the future of transport is going to tilt toward those who embrace radical innovation over protectionism. And as the video wraps up, the conversation really belongs to consumers demanding unfiltered technological progress.